global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news.
Hello, great people. Welcome back to our channel. We're so excited to have you again. The launch of the Big Tent Coalition Shadow Government by a renowned political economist, Professor Pat Utumi, has caused serious rift between him and the All Progressive Congress APC alongside Bola Tinubu's government. Don't forget that fairly recently he came up with a particular think tank, according to him, and the purpose of that shallow government was to castigate the government over some of the economic decision which he considers to be wrong, and also to profile possible solution on how it can be solved. But however, the All Progressive Congress alongside President Bola Tinubu's government has continued to lambast him, and the latest was the fact that the ruling All Progressive Congress condemned his move or his statement for comparing President Bola Tinubu to Adolf Hitler, and that was done via the office of the National Publicity Secretary Felix Morka, and he stated that it was reckless and insensitive for Utumi to liken Nigerian experience under the administration of Tinubu to the fascist condition in Hitler Germany government. He also talked about the issue of freedom granted to Utumi to announce the shadow government without consequences, that is a pointer to the fact that the government is tolerant of opposition. But then also they lambasted him by making some very strong statement about his political career, saying that his serial failed attempt to win an election has disillusioned him, hence his comparison of Tinubu's government with Hitler. But guess what? Pat Utumi did not allow it to just go off like that, as he has also fired back at the All Progressive Congress, making his position known that he is smelling nervousness on the part of the government of Bola Tinubu. He also made a lot of other statements, but however, let's look at full details of what he had to say. Now, according to the news, the renowned political economist Professor Pat Utumi has come down hard on the All Progressive Congress APC, accusing the ruling party of being terrified of public scrutiny following its reaction to his unveiling of a shallow cabinet. Utumi, who recently launched a Big Tent Coalition Shadow Government as a form of alternative civic engagement, was labeled an intellectual drama king by APC spokesperson Felix Morka. But the professor wasted no time in firing back, taking to social media platform to express his disappointment and disbelief. In his words, Pat Utumi says, "Many years ago, Felix Morka sat in the back of my car with me as the driver, spade to appointment. His mission was to urge me to do some of the things I'm doing today. Now I am a drama king. Many playwrights would like that title. Think I love it will not dignify him with response." Utumi criticized the ruling All Progressive Congress APC response, suggesting that their nervousness points to a deeper issue. In his word, he said, "Wow, there must be so much to hide. Scrutiny frightens them. How did we sink so low?" He also lamented the level of panic from the government over what he described as basic civic action. According to him, he says, "I have never seen a democratic government panic so much because citizens are getting together to make rational requests of how they are carrying out the agency's function." According to me, a more matured and confident administration would have embraced the shallow cabinet as a sign of democratic progress. According to his words, and I quote, Professor Pat Utumi says, "If Abuja people were smart, their response to the shallow cabinet would have been to say that as true Democrats, they welcome scrutiny and opening up of the public spheres to a robust marketplace of ideas. Even those who thought the worst of the state of our democracy are shocked at their panic." Wow, this is really serious. I must say that this move had kind of touched the All Progressive Congress, considering some of the statements that they have made, and some of those statements, for me personally, I think it's outrightly uncalled for. Now, first of all, APC faulted Utumi's stand on fuel subsidy removal, because during the period of the launch of the shadow government, Utumi considered a lot of economic policies that were made. One of it was the issue of fuel subsidy, which APC outrightly, via the mouth of Felix Morka, outrightly faulted him. And what they say was that Atiku Abubakar of the All Progressive Congress and Peter Obi of Labour Party both campaigned like President Tinubu to end the system of fuel subsidy. That is not propaganda, as Utumi alleges in his revisionist quibble. Rather, it is a statement of fact that both Atiku and Obi campaign on that policy approach. Even as a political economy, Utumi continued to fumble through conversation on the question of an alternative approach to both policies, simply exploiting and dramatizing what are inevitable initial difficulties associated with the policies Nigerians have had to endure for sustainable growth and prosperity is not genius. It's mark of crazed political opportunism and desperation. Now, first of all, we have to understand these issues that Utumi brought up. Now, the issue of fuel subsidy, removing fuel subsidy, which Felix Morka said that both Atiku Abubakar and also Labour Party 2023 presidential candidate brought to bay, that it clearly shows that it is wrong for Utumi to castigate it. Now, the big question is, everyone has different ways of handling situation. We all may be talking about the issue of, fuel subsidy. Peter Obi has his own different approach, which he had refused during that period to open up to APC. Immediately he talked about the issue of fuel subsidy. I could still remember Atiku had to talk about it. But Tinubu also talked about it. So for them, it was a uniformity in policy creation. This is the same ideas, economic ideas we are all sharing. So it will be the first I will launch. But we have seen the impact of this. I think that the castigation coming from Utumi does not really point to, the fact that fuel subsidy was a bad idea. But how that idea was initiated is what is causing Nigerians the pain we are seeing up till now. There are other underlying things that would have been done by any other government, if they were given the opportunity. So the issue of you following up on for example, somebody is raising a family and you also want to raise a family, how we all put up this thing is dependent on our understanding of how to raise the family. The same thing with the issue of fuel subsidy. So for me, I think that, castigating him or lambasting him over the issue or talking about fuel subsidy and other economic policies, for me, it's absolutely wrong. No, don't also forget that APC said that contrary to Utumi's claim that it was not the responsibility of the ruling party to help the opposition manage their internal crisis. Nobody was begging them to manage an internal crisis. But the issue was that stop fingering it for it to get worse. That's the thing. Because according to informations that have been spreading across board, some of the internal crisis, both in Labour Party, in People Democratic Party, if you look at it intensely, you realize that invisible remote control that is spearheading this whole crisis in these parties can be traceable, to all these guys, just to make sure that they bring to bed one-party system in Nigeria, which is outrightly wrong, But however, let's see what Utumi will do, because right now, all of what they're saying is mere castigation. I just pray that the think tank, that coalition, shadow government, will come out with something very applicable, such that if any other government comes on board, they can make use of it and solve some of the crisis that Nigeria is currently going through. That's what we'd like to leave it. Let's meet our commission and talk more on this. Thank you very much.